So today's activities we'll be talking about is three topics. One, we'll be talking about some fundraiser activities that actually impact MUNU. We'll also be looking at the HBCU 5K run, and then we'll also be talking about some fraternal relations activities. But before we actually kind of jump in, let's go ahead and start out with some introductions. We'll quickly start out to my left.
Paul Scott, hello world.
I'm Kyrie Early, and I serve as the Fraternal Relations Chairman from UNU Chapter, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
All right.
It's Sam Washington with the HBCU alumni line, Brother Sam Washington.
All right, all right.
Yes, I should have said that I'm the fundraising chair for the chapter.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as you guys host and moderator. And so, Paul, why don't we go ahead and start out with you?
Sure.
Go ahead and tell us about some fundraiser activities that we have going on.
Sure. Well, obviously, MUNU chapter started in 1970, very active of Omega Psi Phi in the Montgomery County area, the larger Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. Some of the things for Montgomery County residents and folks in the Washington area, they probably know about the George B. Thomas Saturday School program. We started that in 1986. We do the Rudolph Snowden scholarships. That's scholarships that are targeted towards those young students that are attending HBCU colleges, historically black colleges and universities. And we also do a series of scholarships, an Achievement Week scholarships. That's an additional 4 that we do. We do the Game Changer Conference. I'm sure that they know about that. The Talent Showcase. We are involved in numerous community advocacy issues, voter registration, law enforcement, health, transportation, development stuff. And we do 3 major fundraisers a year. We just completed our big Mardi Gras program, and it's a party. We have about 1,000 people there, and we party hard. We have fun. We have a DJ. We have a live band. We do that every year. But you know what? The funds, it's a party with a purpose, and I know people say that, and it sounds sometimes kind of funny, but this is something that is actually legit. We're raising those funds, and those funds go to support those activities. We're also going to be involved in the HBCU Alliance. You're going to hear from Sam Washington later on about that. And later on this summer, we're right now doing some negotiations with some of the radio stations to doing another smaller party in the Silver Spring area. And of course, we need funds to do those activities, those scholarships, those mentoring, those things that we're involved in, those advocacy issues, all of the mentoring stuff. All of those things cost money, and we're excited to be a big player in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. You hear a lot of stereotypes about many times about young males and other things. Well, here you have an organization that's not just doing things, but we're excelling. We're setting the standard. We're a well-recognized, well-respected organization in the Washington area, in the Montgomery County area, working with a lot of the businesses, a lot of the nonprofit organizations, governmental organizations, and we're just excited to be working for you. And we want you to reach out to us. We want to hear from you. We want to support the things. We need your support in the community, and we're just excited. MUNU chapter of Omega Psi Phi fraternity.
Excellent, excellent. So, Paul, just real quickly, tell us a little bit more about the Mardi Gras. About how many people did we have actually come out to the Mardi
We
Gras?
had a little bit over 900, and
Wow.
we, as a matter of fact, and I'll kind of laugh here at my brother here because one of the last concerts, those in the Washington D.C. area definitely know about Chuck Brown, and I think it was his second. Sam, was it his second or his third last concert before he passed away?
No, it was his last concert.
It was his last concert. MUNU chapter was the one that hosted, and that had over 1,000 people here. So we're known for doing some very innovative activities for fundraising, but activities that folks from 21 all the way up to 90 years old, they come out and they enjoy themselves. And the ticket prices are usually $85 to $90. I think in our upcoming in 2019, our ticket prices is going to be about $90. However, with that $90, remember some portion of that is tax deductible, and you're getting a full buffet dinner, a full entertainment package that's going to be given to you, and also for some of our other high net worth individuals, and we actually have quite a few folks who actually come and talk to us about making some type of a donation or consulting with their tax advisors, and we're open to talk with you and receive your funds, and you know that they're going to be going for a good purpose.
Got you. And so just tell us real quickly, I know at our last Mardi Gras, we had an ad book, and we talked about
Yes,
some
sir.
of the activities and sponsors. Can you just kind of highlight a couple of those sponsors
Yeah.
that we had?
Thank you. Thank you so much for bringing that up. We had quite a few law firms. We had a realtor. We had a gentleman who's involved in tree cutting. We had some financial advisors, and I don't have that list here before me, but we had about 12 business ads that really came out and supported us, and we're going to be highlighting them on our website. And in the future, upcoming year, we're going to be building upon that. We're actually going out for some of our other corporate sponsors and really developing a relationship. The bottom line is that in Montgomery County and in any of our communities in the Washington D.C. area, it's about people. But the businesses need to make sure that they're attracting, that they're developing people. They want to support us. We want to support our businesses that are out there. So it's a good relationship that we're building there, and that's what MUNU chapter is about: building relationship with our business community, building a relationship with our nonprofit, our community-based organizations, so that hey, we can have Washington D.C. is a great area to live in, for people to do business in, for people to for our education. We have some of the great schools here, a great infrastructure, and we want to continue to build that and build upon it.
Sounds great, Paul. I'll just say one last thing. You mentioned the website. Tell our viewers where they can actually get our sponsorship information on our website.
You can contact MUNUQs, but you can also send an email, Paul Scott, PaulScott, QUE @gmail.com. Paul Scott Q @gmail.com, or you can contact us through the fraternity's website or the fraternity's Facebook page. And again, MUNU chapter in Montgomery County.
Excellent, Paul. Thank you so much. Well, on that note, I think we'll go ahead and kick it over to Sam Washington, and then let him talk about our HBCU 5K run.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Sam, let's go ahead and tell us a little bit about the 5K run.
Well, Brother Ratliff, first of all, thank you for inviting me to talk about the HBCU Alumni Organization. But I think it's imperative for me to state what is the HBCU Alumni Alliance is all about. Well, the HBCU Alumni Alliance is a nonprofit community-based organization that consists of our local HBCU's alumni chapters in the Washington, D.C. metro area. Our purpose is to support our university financially, but also reclamation, student recruitment. But we do focus on those things that affect the African American community, which is health and wellness, hunger, and higher education. So our two signature events, which one coming up June the 30th, is the 6th annual HBCU Alumni Community Day, consists of our 5K run, 2K walk. That is a huge event. It is the largest event for African American in the city. We're expecting over 3,000 participants this year. That event consists of our health and wellness fair with Kaiser Permanente, a food drive with Capital Food Bank, as well as with the Ronald McDonald House. So we're asking everyone in the DC community to come out and to support this event. All funds that is raised from this event goes back to those institutions, support our HBCUs.
Good stuff, Sam. So if they wanted to find out a little bit more information, is there a website or something that's out there?
Yes, you can go to register for the race. That is www.dchbcu.org. That's dchbcu.org.
Excellent. Well, good stuff. Well, on that, I think I'll turn it over to Brother Early to just talk about some of our fraternal relations activities. So, Kyrie, what you got going on?
Well, thank you, first of all, for the opportunity to tell everybody about MUNU chapter, and what we have going on this weekend is MUNU Homecoming. So it's a fantastic opportunity to celebrate all the activities talked about by Brother Scott here, as well as the other brothers here up here on the stage. So understand that there are a lot of activities, but there's reason to celebrate. So, as Brother Washington explained, HBCUs, we were founded at an HBCU, Howard University. I went to an HBCU. We should celebrate that as well. But in particular, we're talking about Munu Homecoming. So that's going to be consistent of 3 different events. So first is Bowling with the Bros. This is at Pinstripes in Rockville in that brand new construction area. It's a brand new venue, beautiful rooftop. There's a outside lounge area for the cigar bros. There's a lot of different games, bocce and bowling, and a lot of different levels that you can go to at that venue. So then the next morning we'll have a church fellowship at Clinton AME Church, which is where we were actually chartered at May 23rd, 1970. So we're going to celebrate there as our homecoming site for our church fellowship. So that's 10:30 to 12:30. And then at 1 o'clock, we have our chapter annual barbecue or our picnic. So that event is going to go from 1 to 5 p.m. at Borough Park in Gaithersburg. But you can find details on all this different information at munuqs.org. That's where you can go. Everything is open and free to the public. You just pay as you go in terms of the Bowling with the Bros event, but everything else, there's no cost associated. So, yeah, that's what's going on this weekend, and gearing up for our Charter Day, which is, again, May 23rd. So,
Gotcha. Now,
everything else is open to the public.
Is there a cost associated? Well, tell us about more about the price for bowling.
Yes.
What's the price?
Regarding bowling, it's pay as you go. We didn't reserve any lanes or anything because we wanted to be very open and accommodating to any group and anyone that's a reason it's open to the public. But in terms of bowling itself, it's $21 per hour, or you can do 2 hours for $37, and that includes the shoes and the cost for bowling. So that's the pricing for the actual bowling. But again, there'll be lots of other activities, and you can bowl, you can sit there and eat chicken wings, you can go outside and enjoy the patio, you can just fellowship. So it's going to be a great opportunity to celebrate what we got going on and highlight exactly all the great work that Brother Scott's doing, and we're going to continue to push that forward.
Excellent, excellent.
But it's also a chance to network too.
That too.
I think it's important that, we've heard a lot of the controversy lately about some of our the leaders in the entertainment industry, and I think that when you come out and you spend your dollars and you're seeking some type of entertainment, it should be a wholesome entertainment. It should be an entertainment with a purpose. And then I think even some of the stuff that Sam, the HBCU Alliance, when they have their events and their parties, it's not just going out there and you're going to have a good time, but you know that the proceeds are going for a worthwhile purpose. When we do our Mardi Gras, you're going to have a good time. That's one thing. when Omega Men throw an event, you have a good time. That's one thing people know about our activities. However, the other thing, just as equally, it's not about only having a good time. It's about making a difference in our community and serving our community. And all of the activities, our Charter Day activities, you're going to come out, you're going to hear about our game changer and some of the other things that we're doing. You're going to meet some folks. A person may be having an issue with their child or something of that sort, want to have some type of mentorship or know about some type of support mechanisms. You can find those there. You can find about our scholarships, some of the other things that we're doing with the universities. You can find out about some of the things that we're doing as far as the advocacy issues on education, your voter registration, and things of that sort. You'll see that. You can come out to our Charter Day activities and you can get registered to vote. You can find out about some of the community forums and some of those other things that are going to be coming up. So again, you want to have a good time, and I would implore that all of our viewers be sensitive about where you're putting your entertainment dollars now. For what purpose? I think even in our community, our black community, we need to kind of be sensitive about that, and that we're not just pouring our money and putting our money to an effort or an activity that's not really uplifting our community. So
Absolutely, good stuff.
Yeah, I agree with that, Brother Ratliff. I think it's so imperative that, as Paul said, where you put in your dollars. I think that all those things that in terms of scholarships, what Menu is doing, the Mardi Gras and the other social activities that we are involved in, it is just so imperative that our listeners to understand that your dollar is not wasted. It is valuable. And so, in addition to what I'm doing as an Omega man with the HBCU community, I can't think of anything important to support our institutions. Because when one of our institutions is affected, it affects all of our institutions. It's a disenfranchised all of our institutions. So it's important that we keep HBCU alive, that we support our institutions. And that's why we took the role model as the Cancer Walk, the Marine Marathon, the Cherry Blossom, the same sort of concept that what these causes are doing. We flipped it with the same idea of the HBCU Run and Walk to support HBCUs. And so if you're listening out there, we want everyone to come out. If you're living in Atlanta, in the DC area, to shut down your city with HBCU on HBCU Day, June the 30th. So we're asking everyone to go and register. And because your money will support 57 chapters, 57 institutions here in the Washington, D.C. area. So please go to www.dchbcu.org and register. But also more than that, bring a friend, tell a friend. And this event also, you can bring your kids. There's activities for kids as well. Xfinity is a major sponsor of this event. And if you don't want to run or walk, we will have a yoga tent. There will be a 20 by 20 yoga tent set up, and with a yoga instructor. So you can. It's something for everybody. There will be musicians throughout the whole race course. It's all kinds of things that really that represent HBCU of lifestyle. So again, what we're doing for a new chapter as an Omega man, you can't miss. So you have different options. You have choices of what you can select and what you would like to do. But more importantly is to support.
So you can come out, you can run for the runners, for the high intensity athletes, then for the folks who just want to walk and just kind of stroll and look cool and everything, they can do that. And then
yoga.
you have yoga.
You have yoga.
Man, I may come out and do the yoga.
Yeah, yoga. Yeah, yoga. Yeah. So there's going to be something, and again, Xfinity is the major sponsor. At the finish line, we're going to have a nice big photo booth. We got something for everybody. All the Greeks, we're handling Greek row. We have alumni row. We're asking all the Greeks to come out, show your Greek pride, your love, hop, step, whatever you want to do, scroll, whatever you want to call it. And so it's going to be a fantastic event. Comcast is going to have their media team. We're talking with Radio 1 in terms of broadcasting live from that event. So there's a lot of things and a lot for everybody. There's vendors. That's everything. So come out and have a good time.
Excellent. Well, on that note, I think we'll go ahead and wrap, but I'll just say thank you, brothers, for coming on and talking about our activities, and looking forward to attending all three of these activities that we actually have going on. So on that, Brother Early, I want to thank you for your time and attention, Brother Scott and
Thank you,
Brother
sir.
Washington.
Thank you.
And that will wrap our new edition of Q's on the Move. Until our next show, we'll see you then.